The 2010 Media Day represents, in a way, a crossroads in the history of the Lone Star Conference. It was held here at the University of Incarnate Word on the campus of the newest conference member. But it also marks the beginning of the end for up to 5 Oklahoma schools who could be leaving the conference in 2012. Thanks, Ryan, and I'm out here at Wallhawk Stadium for the battle of Tom Green County, Wall, and Grape Creek. And joining me first is Brad Bowden, head coach of the Grape Creek Eagles. And Coach, talk a little bit about you guys 1-5 this year, 0-1 in district, but the record really doesn't tell the whole story. All right, Ryan, thank you very much. We're out here at the San Angelo Coliseum for the first ever home playoff game for the Stampede Express, taking on the Fairbanks Grizzlies at 7:05 tonight, and I'm here with Stampede Express General Manager Bridget Carr.
Here's Dave Davis.
In a tight ULB playoff race, the 5th place Laredo Broncos trailed the Colts by just 1 game coming into tonight. But Laredo has made a surprising move, to say the least. The Broncos announced today they have signed former Major Leaguer Jose Canseco to a player's contract. And no, this is not a joke. The 46-year-old former American League MVP and admitted steroid user has signed for the player minimum and will DH and serve as bench coach for the team. From the diamond to the gridiron, the Central Bobcats are coming into 2010 on a win streak after winning their last 2 games last season. Today at San Angelo Stadium, the optimistic Bobcats held their first intra-squad scrimmage of the preseason. The team also selected 4 team captains. The San Angelo Colts ran their record to 8 losses over their last 9 games. But tonight, a new slate. They started a 4-game homestand with Edinburgh at Foster Field, and that's Jason Crosland, newly acquired outfielder Alex Fernandez standing there with him. Bottom of the first, Ronnie Gaines, first batter of the game for the Colts, and that's a leadoff homer, hits the left field foul pole. San Angelo goes out to an early 1-0 lead.
This is one of the few remaining pictures of Wesley Jennings from his high school days. The 1934 state high jump champions' gold medal and memorabilia were lost in the 1953 tornado. But he still lives here in San Angelo, and at 94 still has vivid memories of winning that medal 76 years ago.
How did you teach yourself to high jump? I mean, did you have to teach yourself how to do all that?
I trained myself all together on high jumping. There wasn't much to train about it then. Everybody just went up there and jumped.
So the self-taught high jumper came home from Austin victorious in 1934 with a gold medal. America's collective mind was on the Great Depression, though, and his accomplishment went virtually unnoticed.
Hardly anybody knew about it. Might have been announced in the assembly at high school, but I don't remember for sure about that. But there's very few people that knew anything about it. No celebration.
Were you kind of disappointed at that time that nobody really...
Not really. Didn't think anything about it.
So we decided to hop in the car and go to the old Lakeview High School. On the way, passing an auto repair shop his dad built and he worked at in a site near his childhood home. And then we were there, the place from which he graduated 76 years ago. But things had changed over the years.
This was the high school when I went to it, and junior high also was in here.
Because it had changed so much, Wesley wasn't even able to pick out where the dirt track and sand pits used to be, but the memories remain. And for a man who grew up during the Great Depression and even had to hitch a ride with the truck driver to one of his track meets, he'll finally get the recognition he deserves on Saturday.
Oh, it's almost unbelievable. I'm really getting excited now. I appreciate it very much. I thank everyone that had a part in, I think in 76 years you've built up in this, you really enjoy this more now than you would if it appeared to be a short time, and I really appreciate it.
Dave Davis, KLST, San Angelo's first choice for sports. For this week's sports challenge, we turn back the clock to the Middle Ages for a little sword fighting. Sir Gabriel and I were ready to spar.
Play on!
The rules were simple. A headshot or body shot kills. But if your arms or legs get hit, you have to go without. So it was a rematch. I opted to go last the second time around, and it would come down to me. If I made it across, my team would win. And I didn't even make it to the bridge. I only got my knees on the board once, and that was just for 5 seconds. And while the landing wasn't as bad as it looked, by the 4th run, I was finished.
Despite Jeremy giving a valiant effort, I rolled to my first sports challenge victory.
Wow, I love our new district. This is my 23rd year to coach, now my 23 years. This is a district that I'm really satisfied with.
We're in a good district. We got in the place we wanted to be at, so we're on our way.
But not all schools are as satisfied as Coach Parham and Coach Taylor about the new football districts. Lakeview and Wall were just a few of the surprises. Lakeview was placed in a district that included Waco teams, while Wall and Grape Creek are in with teams as far away as Kermit, Denver City, and Alpine. In district play, the Chiefs will be logging up to 1,300 miles this football season. That's 400 more than they did in 2009. Wall, for example, could travel the same distance, 1,300 miles, and that would be about 1,000 more than they traveled in district play last year. Meanwhile, the worst-case mileage for Central is 1,600, 300 less than last season. So let's scale down the total miles traveled to the size of a football field. Let's just say this field represents 1,600 miles. A school like TLCA would go to the 16-yard line this season, worst case. Wall and Lakeview would go out to the opponent's 20, 80 yards away, and Central would be in the other end zone. And those are just district games.
The distance will be a big factor for us, and so I think it'll be an exciting district.
We're on an island, 152 miles from the closest 4A high school, and we knew we were going to kind of be the stepchild left over to be stuck in any district to make it a 6-team or an 8-team district, and that's how it ended up.
Certainly we're not used to going that direction and playing those people, so it'll be something new for us.
So the bottom line, Concho Valley teams are going to be logging a lot of miles this football season, but in West Texas football, travel time is just a part of the equation. Dave Davis for KLST Sports.